And a good day to everybody. Hello, welcome to today's Done For You program, part one of our video series, Unlocking the Secrets to Video for Real Estate Agents. I really want to thank you very much for joining me today and for spending the next hour or so with us. I'm excited to share part one of our program on how to use video to attract clients, showcase properties, and grow your business. My name is Shai Schwartzman, and I've been working with real estate agents since 1995 on creating videos for all the way from lead generation to client fulfillment and testimonials. And that's what our program, our educational program for the next three parts is about. So thank you for joining us. In the comments section, if you can, just type in, who's watching, where you're from. Let's just take a few minutes as I can see people are joining us. So before I get started, just type in the chat where you're from. Share with us what you're doing with video right now. If you're not doing anything with video in your business, that's okay too. But share with us, type in the chat. We'll just take a minute or two before we get started, and just kind of see who's on the call with us today. One other thing while we wait is, if you like what you see today, what I would ask is if you could hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell for upcoming videos. So on our Done For You TV channel here, we have, as you can see, or as you can, when you subscribe, you'll be able to get a lot of really good videos, a lot of tips, ideas, and strategies on using video in your real estate business. And if you subscribe and you like and click the bell, you'll get notified as we upload new videos, short informational videos, how-to videos. We'll answer a lot of your questions that we get on video, as well as our educational videos, some of these longer form videos that like today. So if you have any questions, I will take them at the end of our session here today. But for now, as we get people joining us, let's get started. So again, thank you for joining me. And let's get started with today. So today is part one of our video program, How to Unlock the Secrets to Video Success for Real Estate Agents. Again, I'm Shai Schwartzman. Many of you on today's show know me through my work with the Craig Proctor system. Craig Proctor, I've been working with him and his programs, and very honored to be a part of that since 1995. So I've been helping real estate agents use videos, and it started with creating videos for the listing presentation and over time, obviously, as social media has expanded, we now, through my Done For You TV system, we're now creating videos from lead generation for social media and reels, all the way to conversion and client fulfillment. And I'm going to go through our part one of our program here today, the foundation of real estate video marketing. I'm going to walk you through really the basics. So we're going to get into why video, the types of video you want, some video techniques for creating videos that are engaging. And then I'm going to share with you some ways that you can get started with video quite easily and inexpensively. That'll be today's part one. Part two will be optimizing your video. So next Friday, also at 3 o'clock, so make sure you mark that on your calendars. We'll be sending out an email. We'll be sending out information. But what I'd like you to know is that next Friday at 3 we'll have part two. And part two is going to be really cool because I'm going to show you a lot of examples. So today we're going to lay the groundwork. And then part two, I'm going to share with you examples that you can start to emulate. And then in part three, in 2 weeks, some techniques on distributing a video. So there's no point in creating these videos if we're not going to get them out there. So let's deal with that. All right. So again, Shai Schwartzman. I've been working with real estate agents since 1995. And it's been a great honor to be able to work with agents. My Done For You TV brand has been specializing in real estate videos, not just for lead generation, but for follow-up and client conversions, all the way to getting testimonials. And onboarding, that's the other thing we can use video for quite effectively, is for onboarding. So when you get a client, you'll want to use the power of video to let them know next steps. So what's going to happen from listing to sale? So let's talk about why video. What's so important about video? Well, today, the last few years, of course, with social media, video has become a very powerful tool in order to communicate on social media. Now that's where we're going to use a lot of our videos for lead generation, to build, I hate to use the word our brand, but really it's to build that trust and rapport. So that brand is really that trust and rapport. It's about bringing your expertise to the fore. So you're an expert. And that's what we're using video for, is to build that trust and rapport, to have the prospect get to know us as an expert in the marketplace. And nothing is better than video today, certainly on social media, but not just on social media. You can email out your video. You can send your video through text message. So you could add it to a blog, your Google business page. We're going to get all into that in the next parts of our course. It's to boost your online visibility. And ultimately, too, you could showcase your properties. Because let's face it, when prospects, sellers, and buyers who don't know you are starting to look for homes, whether they're selling their home, they're looking for information on selling, looking for information on buying, they're not necessarily for the most part, looking for a real estate agent. They are looking for information, okay? So through our videos, we want to be that information provider. And it's important that when you're creating your videos, when you're providing that information, you create videos so that you are talking to the right person. So videos for first-time home buyers are going to be different than videos for investors, which are going to be different for videos for relocating families, move-up buyers, videos for empty nesters. So your sellers may be different. So there's a lot of common information for all of these, but there's also some different information that you'll want to think about. So if I'm speaking to a first-time home buyer, what are their needs? So let's take a look. So here's some video ideas for first-time buyers. As a first-time buyer, you'll probably need to hold their hand because they really don't know much about buying. They're probably renting. Maybe they're living with their parents. So what are the things that first-time home buyers, if that's who you're looking to target within your social media videos? We'll get into the videos in a moment. But think about what are the topics, what are the subjects matter that buyers or first-time buyers are thinking about. So they'll probably need some education. You'll probably need to know about mortgages. So explainer videos are really popular with first-time home buyers. Really walking them through that process of home buying, mortgage, credit scores, all of that information. Another really cool video that you can think about for first-time home buyers, they're probably young, on the younger side, like me. They're probably on the younger side, and they'll want to know about the neighborhood. So, is there a cool coffee shop that you could go check out and interview the owner? Every Thursday and Friday they have a live band. So is there places like that? Places where they can work out? Is there like a cool gym in the area? Restaurants, bars. So that's what they're interested in. They most likely probably, maybe they have young kids, but maybe they're babies. They're really starting out. Okay, so you have to kind of, I'm generalizing now. First-time home buyers could be older too, but we're just generalizing now because we don't know who they are yet. But we want to think of what are the things that first-time home buyers are looking for, and what are the things that we can connect with them. Investors. Now, investors are going to think about different things than first-time home buyers. What are what are investors thinking about? Well, a neighborhood analysis. Who are the kind of people who would rent from me in this neighborhood? How has the market changed in this neighborhood? So if I bought a property 10, 15 years ago, how has the neighborhood, how have properties appreciated in that time frame? Okay? That's what they're interested in. You're their guide. Cap rates. What are the cap rates for a particular property? Who were the tenants? So they're thinking it more from a financial, don't get too emotional with investors. They're not living there. They're not first-time buyers. They're not move-up buyers. Let's look at MoveUp Buyers. They here you can get emotional again. They want to know what they growing family, kids in school. What's the school zone like? What's the school area like? What are the schools like? What kind of schools are there in our area? Public schools, private schools, charter schools. What are my options for that? Is the neighborhood safe? Shopping, grocery stores. These are the kind of things that move-up buyers are looking for, okay? Now, they may also be interested in, property appreciation, but we want to connect with them more on they're moving their family here. So, for example, a day in the life of a family in your neighborhood, wherever that neighborhood is that you're working in. Some video ideas for sellers. So again, sellers can be diverse as well, right? So I'm speaking generally about sellers, but sellers want to know about their home because now they have a home to sell. And this could be also relocating families. They're move-up sellers, so they'll be interested in that too. But what's my home worth? What are the things that I need to do to get my home ready for a fast and profitable sale? They need guidance on that. Maybe they're not even interested. Maybe they're just interested in getting cash for their home. You could have videos for that. So get into the shoes of your prospect or your future customer, seller or buyer. Are they empty nesters? They'll have different ideas of what they need. So do some searching online, find out what first-time home buyers are looking for. Find out what investors are thinking about. Get into their shoes. What are they thinking about as they're online? Checking out YouTube, checking out, or as they're scrolling through Instagram, One thing, and we'll get into this in our second and third parts, but there's different, when you're creating videos for different platforms, you'll also want to think about who's watching. YouTube, for example, again, we'll get more into this, but YouTube is what I call an intentional platform, which means that I went onto YouTube because I'm actually actively looking for information. If I need to change an indicator bulb on my car, I'll go onto YouTube and type in left turn indicator on such and such car. It's intentional. I'm looking to get more information. I'm typing in, what are 5 things that I need to do to prepare my home for sale? Or if I'm a buyer, what are the neighborhoods I'm looking for? Okay, so it's intentional. Instagram, Facebook, those are more accidental, if you know what I mean by that. Because TikTok, I'm scrolling. I'm not going on Facebook or Instagram to search for anything. I'm going there because I'm checking out my social media feed. but my reticulator activator is activated. In my mind, I'm looking for a house to buy in a particular neighborhood. I'm already thinking about selling my house. So we want to create videos, and we want to create thumbnails, and we want to create a way to stop them in their tracks. Okay? Because it's not intentional. So we need to think, and we'll get more into this, but we need to think about what they're thinking about. We need to get into their reticulator activator so that when they see our video, we've connected with them. Okay? So these are all the things. So before the camera starts rolling, these are the things we want to start thinking about. And the other thing that I want to share with you is consistency. It's not about one video or 2 videos or 3 videos. That's like a drop in the Pacific Ocean, you know? We want to be consistent. So tailor your content to your client's needs. Who am I looking to attract? Okay? And then you need to post regularly across platforms. And when I say to post regularly across platforms, just like I said, where am I posting this video? Is it a YouTube video where someone's going to come and intentionally look for this? They're going to look for information on such and such a neighborhood. They're going to look for information on getting their home prepared to sell. So the videos could be a little bit longer. They could be more information packed. Okay? They still need to attract their attention, but they're going to be created differently than a video that I'm going to scroll through. You also want to tell a story. And I'm going to take your questions towards the end of my talk here today. And again, thank you for joining me if you've joined late. So remember to type in some of your questions and comments. Share with us where you're from, what you're doing in video, what you're not doing in video, what you like to learn. That'll help us as well for our certainly for our program here, and to get more information to you. So tell a story. So facts and figures are important, but you also want to keep emotion in mind. Okay? So make videos that are memorable. You know, if you're giving a neighborhood tour, talk about the ambience and emotion of where we are. We're here on such and such and street. What a great vibe we have here. You know, Thursday nights, the Cafe ABC and DEF have live music events. Let's walk in and talk to Joe or Joanne Smith, who runs the cafe. Let's talk to them about what we hear. So paint them a picture. A listing video, don't just dryly show the house. Walk them through. Be part of the whole experience. You know, if you're walking into the backyard, talk to them about how this would be a beautiful place to share a barbecue in the summertime with family and friends. If it's the living room or family room, what's a great time to watch movies with family. So paint a picture tell a story with what you're trying to show. And that will engage them and create empathy, right? So put yourself in their shoes. So everything I've been talking about is get into their mindset of what are they thinking? What are the questions that they're asking? What are the problems that they're thinking about? What are the pain points, right? And how is your video offering a solution to what it is that they are grappling with, right? Be that expert, be that helper. Don't try to sell them anything. You know? Be that information provider, be that guide, that Sherpa to walk them through A to where they need to go. So now, we've talked about getting the mindset and the videos. I want to see if anyone has any questions here. Right now, no questions yet. But if you do have questions, I'd love to answer them. So before I move into the creative part, which I know you're going to love because I had a great time putting this together for you. So just a quick recap. We thought about where we're going to post our videos, because that's going to be a little different, and the type of video, so who we're talking to. Okay, now let's talk about the videos. Okay, these are some ideas of videos that you can start creating. Okay, so neighborhood guides, short form neighborhood guides, client testimonials, pre-listing walkthroughs, home renovations, and Q&A sessions. So this is just a short list, okay? And explainer videos. It's not listed here. So let's go through each one right now and talk about where you can use these videos, how to create them, and some examples and why they work well. So let's talk about the short form neighborhood videos. Let's do some brainstorming here, okay? If you want to start typing some of your ideas in the chat as I'm talking to you, start typing some ideas. Let's start brainstorming together here about the type of videos here and some ideas about creating them. So let's talk about the short form videos, why they work. Okay, these are bite-sized information videos that become highly shareable. So this is the video that I'm talking about. I'm here in Toronto, so let's say I'm downtown and I'm looking to sell a home or a condo. If I'm downtown, probably mostly a condo in Liberty Village. That's probably a young hipster location. So I want to share with them, if I want to attract buyers to my Liberty Village listings, I'm going to create these shareable videos that tell me why Liberty Village this is where I got to be. There's bars there, there's great places to walk my dog, leash free, coffee shops, music. So, that's not the kind of video I'm going to do if I'm looking at a more upscale neighborhood. So let's say I'm a MoveUp buyer. Let's say, again, I'll use Toronto as an example. Let's say I want to sell a listing. I have listings, or I'm attracting buyers to move up to Eglinton Avenue, to Upper Village, or the Lower Village at Eglinton. great place for families. Oh, kids growing up, beautiful parks, great restaurants. So when I'm doing my short form videos, I need to start again. See how it all connects? I'm thinking about all of the I'm thinking about the people who are going to watch these videos, so that I'm going to kind of curate the videos to those kind of people, okay? So best platforms for that. TikTok, short form videos. These aren't intentional videos. No one's going to go to YouTube. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but most people are not going to go to YouTube to search for, Eglinton Avenue or Liberty Village, what to do, who are necessarily looking for real estate. But as they're scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, they're already thinking of real estate. They probably know where they want to move to. They're not thinking real estate agents. They're very early in the process. So these are great videos to kind of start to hook them into who you are as an expert in the neighborhood. Client testimonials are great. These are perfect for people who are a little bit later on in the process. So, maybe they've already raised their hand. They're a prospect in your database. Maybe they are intentional on YouTube. These are longer videos on testimonials, on showing you as an expert. So again, YouTube, as I said, is for longer form, in-depth testimonials. Instagram, Reels, TikTok for shorter. So you could take your testimonial, or longer testimonial, which may be a minute or two, cut it down into 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, multiple videos. So you can we'll talk a lot about that too in our program, is reformatting videos. So you've created one video, how can I take that video and then reformat into other videos? So repurposing your content, that's going to be a key to some of our programs. So these are short, direct interview style videos where a client gushes about your expertise, responsiveness. So with client testimonials, you can create two kinds of testimonials: a longer, more intentional one for YouTube, again for Facebook as well, for people who are following you, for retargeting, and then shorter ones for Reels. So people who are just scrolling through, something catches their attention because, yeah, they have real estate in their head, they're thinking about buying or selling, but they're not actively looking at this time. They're scrolling. Pre-listing walkthroughs. This is really a cool thing to do because you're showcasing your homes, but you're not doing it in the typical way, right? That's what the mistake I see a lot of real estate agents making when I see their home tours. They're boring. And what you want to do is you want to generate excitement. So yes, people are looking for homes. So when they're looking for homes, it's both intentional but also accidental, okay? So when you do your home tours, right, you'll want to create one that's longer, and I'll get into some of the differences, and one that's shorter, one that's like 30 seconds on TikTok. Just a lot of cuts, text on screen, really just a lot of hooks, really grab their attention. But the intentional one, the YouTube one, the longer one, tell a story. Don't just walk through the house and add some music. Everybody does that. What you want to do is you want to paint a picture of that house. Appear at the beginning. Hi, this is Shai Schwartzman. Welcome to 123 Main Street. This beautiful 2,800 square foot home right in the Forest Heights neighborhood, close to shopping, great parks. So again, who is the audience? You want to tailor your script to the audience, right? Paint them a picture of arriving home after a day's work, lounging in the backyard. So when you're showing the backyard, talk about, what a great place to meet with family and friends on the weekend. Paint them a picture so as you're walking through the house, and you don't have to be in all the shots, but as you're walking through, paint them a picture of the lifestyle. Not just that, it's a 4-bedroom house, but what's going to happen in that house that's going to excite them, okay? So when you're doing your listing videos, keep that in mind. Don't do the typical listing video. Plus it, right? Home renovations are really, another great video. So if you're involved in any home renovations, or one of your clients is renovating a house in order to list it with you, take the time to go and document where they are. Talk to the contractor. Talk to the seller. Why are they doing such and such? Show the progress. So, demonstration is so powerful. And I don't know, maybe it's because of all of these home renovation shows on HGTV and other stuff that people see on online, of course. But people love home renovation, especially people who, my wife and I, we watch home renovation shows and we're not even thinking about moving. So, the house is the center of our life. We want to make it the best it can be, okay? We want the best for our family. So people just love renovation. So create renovation videos, or create videos that show before and after, and use that as a teachable moment to show prospects, sellers, buyers, again, depending on who you're talking to show them why did they do this? Why did they do that? What was important about this? And you could show the progress. And as people watch your videos, they start to get to know, this is I watched this last video about such and such a house that's being renovated. I wonder what's happening here. It's like, think of it as a series on television almost, right? So it's powerful. You can use, best platforms are probably TikTok, Instagram Reels. You could do 2 versions. Again, YouTube, a longer intentional one, and a short one that just kind of grabs attention on TikTok or social media Reels. So an example would be, outdated to dream home. That could be something. So if you work with a contractor, or if you have a seller who's renovating their house, take that opportunity to create these videos to educate and to inspire people on that process. Q&A sessions. So this is great. These could be real simple videos, something like I'm doing right now. You're just talking straight to camera. You know, a lot of questions I get on social media, like I'm the agent now. A lot of questions I get on social media are, what should I do to prepare my home to sell? It's a question I get a lot from home sellers in our area. And here's what I would do. As a real estate agent who's been selling homes in such and such an area for the last 5 years, we sell homes for more money than and faster than the typical agent. And you know what? We also guarantee to sell your house. So you always want to plug in. So just before you get into that, so you want to set up a problem, give yourself a little plug, and then the solution, right? So Q&A is really powerful. Very simple to do. You could do it in front of your webcam. You could do it on your phone. You don't need to, doesn't have to be highly produced, but very effective. And these are great videos to do live as well. So if you have a Facebook feed or Facebook page, do a Facebook Live, Instagram Live, because it allows for live interaction, kind of like what we're doing now. And then YouTube. These are good intentional videos. They can work depending on how they're edited. They can work as reels as well. So you can kind of see a theme here. You can almost do two versions of every video, right? So Q&A videos. People are always looking to be educated, and what this does is it sets you up as the expert, okay, which is key. It's very important. So ask me anything, an example, your real estate questions answered. This could be a running theme. Maybe once a week you can do a video, a live video that you can then repost. Go on to Facebook, go onto your Instagram feed, ask a question. What are some questions that home sellers are asking? If you have, on Friday, I'll be doing a live Q&A. What are questions that you're looking for? You want to create engagement with your videos. This is another great way to create engagement, is to ask those questions. Talk back and forth, right? And then once you've recorded it, and they don't all have to be live, of course, but Q&A questions are really engaging for people. And then informational explainer videos. That's sort of an offshoot to the Q&A. And these address fundamental questions that people have. So 10 mistakes to avoid when selling your home. 9 buyer traps to avoid when buying a home. 11 home inspection traps to avoid. That type of thing. So these explainer videos should be just universal, good information on home buying and home selling. And as I said, they should address the fundamental questions buyers and sellers are struggling with. So you want to create a problem. You not create a problem, but you want to pose a problem, and you want to offer a solution, right? Because that builds trust, demonstrates your knowledge. And best platforms would be YouTube, great for searchable content, because these are topics that's what people are going to YouTube to look for. They're looking for that information. Blog posts. So if you have a blog that you can post, that you can then share on social media. You can email it out to your database. And of course, you can add it to your website. And then you could also, your Google business page. So these are some really good platforms for that. So like I just mentioned, for buyers, the home inspection process, what to expect if you're a buyer. I mean, that would work well for a seller, although the information you're gonna frame it a little bit differently for a seller and a buyer, of course. Sellers, understanding market value, how to price your home. What seller is not thinking about what is my home worth and how can I sell it for more money, right? They're looking for that information. Closing costs explained. So what are those? And if you're a Craig Proctor system member, of course, the system offers you so much great content that if you're in the coaching program or platinum program or beyond, on the coaching site, you're going to find so much great information. Special reports. Just take those special reports and convert them into explainer videos. I mean, just a wealth of information. So those are some of the videos. Let's see if anyone's written. You asked, would I need a VA to do my posting, or do you provide that service? Thank you for that question. That's from Neil. Neil, we don't post. You could post yourself. We do offer, and I'll get into that a little bit later, we do offer services for video, from all the way from you creating the video to us editing it in the style that I'm explaining it to you. So we can help you with that, all the way to, full production for your videos, home tours, what have you. But for posting on social media, certainly we can recommend people. There's VAs if you're in the Craig Proctor system, of course, there's VA services that do that. Or, don't go out and hire anyone right away. Just do it yourself. I mean, the more videos you get and the busier you get, yes, hire a VA. But you don't need to do that right away. I'm not trying to get you to spend a lot of money right now. I want to get the ball rolling to get you started. So yes, you can use a VA, of course, to post. We can help you with that. We can connect you. But if you have videos that you need edited, videos that you shoot yourself, we can help you certainly with that, plus some of our other done-for-you programs. So thank you for that question. So, to sum up this section, focus on key questions. What are the problems and what solutions can you offer buyers and sellers? Be concise and easy to understand. Don't overcomplicate it. Real simple. And again, put yourself in the shoes of your prospect. Think about where you're going to post and who's going to watch it, because that will determine the message. And quick thought here, that you want to think about going beyond the single video. So if you're thinking, Shai, I'm going to create this one video and I'm going to post it to YouTube. No. That's the beauty of video, is that, and we can show you how to really effectively do that, is how do you repurpose the content? So if I've made a long form video that poses the problem, 10 questions to ask before, or no, let's not talk about hiring a real estate agent, although you could, 10 questions to ask before hiring a real estate agent. I'm thinking, 10 mistakes to avoid when selling your home. So once you create that video, you can then repurpose that video into shorter bites that you can then cross-promote onto different platforms. So any video that you create that's a longer video, you'll want to also repurpose. And we could show you how to effectively do that. We're going to do that on parts 2 and 3 of our course. on how to repurpose. And also, going back to Neil, parts 2 and 3 will talk about what platforms and how to post effectively. So again, Neil and anyone listening, you can. I would just start yourself. You can get a VA, or if you have an assistant, do it. Have them watch our videos, our parts 2 and 3, and then do it yourself. And if you get so busy that you need to hire a VA, then great, perfect. You don't want to do it yourself, but don't rush out to hire someone until you start to systemize these videos. And again, we'll get more into that a little bit later. So we talked about our content. So I hope that's given you some really good things to think about. So let's just quickly recap. You want to think about, who am I talking to? What are they thinking about? What's their problem? How am I offering a solution? Secondly, now that I know who I'm talking to, what platform will I be posting to? And essentially, you're going to be posting to all the platforms. But thirdly, when I post to YouTube, or when I post to Instagram, or when I post to Facebook, what do I need to do to that video in order to effectively use it? Okay? So if I'm going to put my video on YouTube, it's going to be framed a little bit differently than I'm going to be putting it on TikTok. Okay? The message has to be reframed. How it looks has to be a little bit different. Now, that same video could be used on TikTok, YouTube Reels, and let's say Instagram. But a more intentional video would be edited a little bit differently on YouTube, LinkedIn, and so forth. So those are the three things. Just to summarize again, who am I talking to? What's the problem? What's the solution? Where will I be posting my video? Which will determine what my video ultimately looks like. So, where do we get started? All right. We've talked about the content. Now let's do a deep dive into the nitty-gritty. All right. Awesome here. Feeling great. This is the tool that you need. All right? We'll get into cameras, audio in our next and future courses and trainings. But for today, you have what you need to get started. You don't need more than this. So start with what you already have. Nice to haves are a tripod and an external microphone. So as you get started, you can use your webcam. So webcam is another tool you can use. But your phone has a great camera, and you can use that. You can hold it up. You could do selfies. You could get a selfie stick. But better yet, to take it up a notch from there, and it's only a notch, is a tripod and an external microphone. So I would recommend those three tools. So if you don't have a tripod or an external microphone, here are some options, and there are many. So these are just examples. There's the Jobby Gorilla Pod. You might write this down. You could get this on Amazon and eBay and whatever else, wherever else you shop. You can get them at camera stores. A lot of camera stores offer stuff for social media creators and so forth. So this is a tripod, and there's others. I'm just using this one as an example. There are other. It basically, the legs are foldable. They're malleable, so you can kind of hook it into different places. You know, you can put it on the side of your car, or you can put it on a lamp post, or what have you. So that's one. There's like a mini tripod. These are tripods. I don't have one here, but again, just mini tripods. They're tripods that you just fit on your desk. You can take your phone. It's got a phone holder. Put on your desk. It just makes it more, just a nicer shot, you know. And phone tripods. That's another one. Is tripods where, you know, you fit the phone on there. So, if you're going to be at your desk, you'll want to get a little desk tripod. And if you're going to be on the street or at a location, you'll want to get a tripod that's more, a taller tripod. Okay? So tripod is important. We can get into stabilizers like gimbals and such, and we'll get into that in future videos. I just want to keep it really simple. I want you to do this, okay? I don't want you to watch this today and say, oh, Shai, thank you so much. I really appreciate the fact that you took an hour, hour and a half to answer my questions. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help you. I want you to do this, and that's why keep it simple at first. If you're not doing video right now, or maybe you're just doing one video a month, I want you to get into thinking about doing this. Schedule this if you have a day timer. Schedule this into your day timer. It's that important, because think about it. Once the video is done and it's out there, it's working for you 24/7, okay? So the tools, talked about the phone, tripod. Next thing, audio matters. Audio matters, okay? Nothing, when I went to film school, one of my professors told me, they said to me that good audio doesn't get noticed. Like, if something sounds good, it's a given. Like, no one's going to say, wow, this sounds great. I mean, you know, at a concert or something like that. But, you know, more often than not, it's when it sounds like crap, that's when people notice. So even the best video suffers from poor audio. So if you're standing, you know, if your phone is just over here and you're not too far away from it, well, the audio will probably be fine. But if you're at a house shooting a tour, you're out on the street, there's a lot of traffic noise, that's just not going to do it. You're going to need a microphone. So microphone, you can get a what we call a lavalier mic. This is like you see in the picture. It's got you can hook it here. There are wireless ones that you can get, and basically through Bluetooth they connect to your phone. But a lavalier mic, if you're sitting at a desk, even if you're at a location and it's wired, that's okay. I mean, they usually come with pretty long wires. There's a shotgun, what's called a shotgun microphone. They're not as popular, of course, with phones. If you're using, like in the picture, if you're using sort of a bigger camera, like a DSLR camera that takes pictures but also does video, you could attach a shotgun mic. It's kind of what I'm using right here. It picks up sound very directionally. So if you're talking to it, it picks up sound really well. You don't have to clip it on you. But if you're further away from the camera, you can only be maybe a foot or two away from this to really get good sound. Once you start getting further back, the sound quality won't be as good. So again, depending on what you're doing. So a shotgun mic or a directional mic is good. And then simply, you could even do this. The lowly earbud. Not so lonely for what they cost these days, but just put an earbud in your ear. Your iPhone, what are they called? AirPods. These are Beats, the one I have in my hand. But AirPods are great. Really, don't get stuck on the brand, right? As long as they have a microphone, so you use these, to listen to music or to talk on the phone. As long as they have a microphone, you can connect to your phone and use the microphone that's here for the phone will also record directly to your phone. So if you have earbuds with a mic, you're in the production business, my friend. Lighting. Let's talk a little bit about lighting. And if you have any questions about equipment, about your phone, about earbuds, about microphones, put it into the chat. I'd love to answer your questions. So let's talk about lighting. Lighting is really important. You could get some lights. Simply, natural light is easy. If you have a nice window at your office, don't sit in front of the window. Don't sit in front. Like if there's a window, don't sit in front of it and hold your camera like this, because you'll be a shadow. It'll be, you'll be like you're a part of the witness protection program. You'll be dark. Won't be able to tell who you are. You'll be a secret agent, as they call it. Now, have the soft light, the bigger the light, through a light window. Try and find a window that doesn't have direct sunlight. So if you have a nice window in your home or office that gets tons of light throughout in the morning, do your videos in the afternoon, because in the afternoon you'll get a nice soft light coming through that window, right? So natural light. If you're outdoors, try and find like shade, because if you're out in the sun, you get shadows. Again, if it's an overcast day, actually that's the best. If you're going to do videos outside, overcast days are the best, because you're going to have this even beautiful, this even daylight throughout the day. But if it's a sunny day, try and find a place where there's shade or you're not in direct sunlight, because then you're not going to get these shadows across your face, You're going to get nice, even lighting. So natural light. Ring lights are good if you're indoors. So like the picture here. There are ring lights you can buy that, you put the phone right in the middle of the ring light. I'm sure you've seen those. These aren't good outside though. Outside you're competing with the sun, and the sun's always going to win. So these are great lights to use indoors, okay? And the bigger they have some bigger ones, more powerful ones, depending on how far away you are. So ring lights are really nice to do explainer videos, home tours if you're just not too far away. Usually in the home during the day, there's probably enough daylight that you don't need lighting. And if you're in your office, interiors, ring lights, Q&A videos, ring lights work well. You'll probably be in an office or home location. Then you could get into LED panels. LED panels are the big square lights. If you do a Google search or go on Amazon, Google panel lights, you'll find endless supply of them, different brands. If you have questions about lighting or any equipment, type them into the chat right now. I'll give you my contact information at the end. You could always send me a quick email, and I'll help you. I'll help you with your questions on that. But these LED panels, the what they do is they're just more powerful than ring lights. Ring lights are just good for the face. You're a couple feet back, maybe closer. They're adjustable. You can adjust the dimness and so forth. So, but if you need something more powerful than the panel lights, but again, for today and to get started, don't go there. Your phone. Use your phone to start creating these kind of videos. Get a tripod, some sort of stabilization, get a microphone. I would invest in those. Then you can, as you start getting into it and doing more stuff, and if you even need it, you may not want to be a do-it-yourselfer, you may want to hire someone to do your videos. There's no shortage of videographers around. And so you could even contact me, and I could help you with your videos. But the point of today and this video course is to help you get started. I don't want you to go out and spend a lot of money. I want you to get started with the basics and really start thinking about who are my prospects and who and how what are the videos that I should create to connect with them. So, some technical things. Let me see if there's any questions here. No, not so far. I guess I'm doing such a good job answering your questions that there are no questions. All right. Filming for success. Well, I used to have a slide that said filming for failure, but it wasn't so popular. So I changed it to filming for success. That's a dad joke, by the way. Just before I get a little bit of water. So, again, let's go back to the kind of videos we want to create. If I'm doing a property video, I want to shoot it this way. It seems that everybody who shoots video shoots it this way. And that's okay for certain videos. Vertical is great for social media reels. So if you're creating reels for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube reels, vertical. But if you're doing home tours, don't do home tours like this. Because when they see it on YouTube, that's all they're going to see in the middle of the screen is this skinny frame. And both sides will be there'll be nothing there. It'll be black. So you want to show the expanse of the house in a home tour setting. Shoot it this way, horizontally. So landscape orientation for property videos. You can do landscape for information videos, okay? Now, you can take the landscape video and then repurpose it as a vertical video. Now you're going to lose both ends of it. But if, let's say you're shooting yourself wide, then for a vertical video, all you really need is yourself in the middle, right? So the two sides will get cut out anyway. So think about where you're going to use this video and who's, the platform, and then shoot it accordingly, okay? And again, a horizontal video can be, not all, there's some caveats, but can be modified to a vertical for use on as reels. It's harder to do it the other way. But if you know that it's going to be a reel, then shoot it vertically. Make sure that your background is uncluttered. Just clean off your desk, whatever you need. Give it a personal touch. So, hey, it's Shai Schwartzman here with the Done For You video and audio marketing system, and we're dedicated to making video a profitable part of your real estate business. So, add some personality. We show you how to sell your home faster and for more money than the typical real estate agent, and we can offer you a cash offer in 24 hours. And then get into what it is the problem and the solution. So problem, solution, a little bit of personality, problem, a little bit of personality, at the end of it, very important, call to action. So hi, this is Joe Smith with ABC Realty, where your home is sold guaranteed in your time frame and at your price, or we buy it. And if you need an offer if you need to sell your home fast, we could offer you one of our investors could offer you a cash offer in 24 hours, whatever it is. So let's get into the 10 mistakes to avoid when selling your home. Then reiterate your offer, and at the end, the call to action. What do you want them to do? Do you want to offer them some free information they can get online? Do you want to direct them to a website? Depends on what part of the process they're in, right? So if they're just scrolling through social media, it's not intentional. Just send them somewhere to get more information. If it's intentional, have them contact you. Because if they're actively looking for that information, they're looking to sell or buy, they'll most likely contact you if you give them a risk-free way of doing it. Day or night exteriors, this is more for house listings. Sometimes certain properties lend themselves to, you might want to get a nice shot of the house at night, with the lights, depending on where it is and the location. So mostly you'll be doing stuff during the day, but night exteriors for certain properties can be quite nice. Editing. You may want to edit yourself or get your VA or an assistant to edit. And here are some options for you. So you've shot your video. We've talked about shooting the video, giving you some good ideas to get started. Now you want to edit your video. And of course, if you need help to edit your videos, this is not something you want to do, you can contact us. We offer a virtual editing solution for real estate agents. You can hire a VA, of course, or again, do it yourself. Now, or an assistant can do it. So some options are, there's some fantastic editing software that's free. Now, you're sometimes limited to free, and sometimes when you use free applications, you kind of need to do you might need to use 1 or 2 or 3 applications to complete a video. But for editing iMovie, if you have a Mac, they all come with iMovie. If you have a Microsoft PC, there's something called Video Editor you can use. Again, they're simple, they're intuitive, they don't need a lot of education to use them, and they get the basic job done. Okay. There's DaVinci Resolve. There's a pro level version that you don't confuse yourself with that. There's like a really high end level version that's a couple $1,000s, but they also have a free version. So you could download the free version, and that's pretty powerful. And then there's some other ones here. OpenShot, it can be used on Mac, Windows. There's a website here. You can download it. It's a good all-around editor. There's another one called InShot. It's a mobile app. So if you're doing stuff on your phone, with these other ones, you have to connect to your computer or download it. If you're using an iPhone, you'll need to do it through you'll need to connect through iTunes. But if you have an Android phone, you can just connect it and download the footage right away, and then you can use it on that phone. Otherwise, you can use a phone. You can use InShot, and there's other mobile apps. These are just some ones that I've used that I find really good. And then editing is important. It's important to master those basic editing elements, to get rid of flubs, long pauses. You want to keep it engaging. Maybe like me, you go on and on and on and try and explain it 500 different ways. I'm guilty of that, as anybody knows me knows. And so you can, as you're watching it, you can kind of just get rid of all of that fluff, So, and then it keeps it engaging. So, editing, I would say, is something you will need to do, but you may not necessarily want to do. I just don't think it's worth your time personally, but you really need to know the process. Get a VA to do it. Get your assistant to do it using some of these programs that I showed you. Or if you're interested in working with us, we have a virtual editor program that I can send you more information on, where you shoot the video and we take all of our expertise here and we create videos that are effective and that are ready to post. And then the final thing you'll want is, after you edit your video, is you need to add words on screen. All right? So text helps you brand your videos. All right? So what is a text on screen? That could be a number of different things. That could be what we call lower thirds. That's your name and title, your USP, your call to action. What do you want us to do next? I should add here to this slide QR code. You want to add a QR code to your YouTube videos so that people watching on their computer can get instant information from you just by taking their phone. QR code isn't as useful on phone, so if they're watching it, on TikTok and stuff, QR code's not as relevant because they're already on their phone. they can just click. But if they're on YouTube, QR code is good to have. So text on screen. Audio. Do you want to use audio? So here are some ways to add audio, like music, to your video. You can download free, royalty-free music from YouTube. And here's some epidemic sound. Here's some URLs where you can get royalty-free music. Now, there are other options that do cost a little bit of money, but the royalty-free music, it's good enough to get started. So where intro's good, intros, outros, if you're doing a voiceover. So tailor it accordingly. And you want to, what I call, stop the scroll. So it's important that when you create and this is just kind of a little bit of a teaser for you to join me next week, because I'm really going to get into this next week, is how to create thumbnails and headlines to grab people. So when they're intentionally looking for videos on YouTube, why should they click your video versus someone else's? And then when they're scrolling, what should we do? What can we do to grab their attention for the first second or two so they watch our video? So let's leave that for next week, but I want to get you starting to think about creating engagement. And then keywords. When you're posting your video, what are some of the keywords in your marketplace that people are looking for? So we'll talk about that in our next program, in our next session or two, about finding out what people are looking for. Where can I go to find where people are looking? What are the topics that people are looking for when they're searching online? So you can create videos, right? So they're looking for ABC. You're going to create a video that sets up ABC as a problem solution. So creating videos that for topics that people are looking for. We'll get more into that next week, but you want to start thinking about that. And so those are the keywords. So in your description, you want to write in those keywords, right? So as you're describing your video, you're creating some compelling information for the description. Doesn't matter what platform you're using, you want to start using keywords, because that's going to help people find your videos, when they're doing searches. And hashtags. We want to use some hashtags in your description as well. So you'll want to research these, and we'll talk about that over the next couple parts about how to find topics that are relevant to the people you want to talk to. And then you could post when people are watching, they're not necessarily looking for your videos, but if you know people, the type of prospects that you're looking to connect with, they look at stuff during the day, maybe at work or evenings, then you want to think about posting at that time. Not super important, I would say, because it's more important to create videos where the topics are top of mind, where the search parameters are top of mind for buyers and sellers, the people you're looking to work with. Those videos will be there. But it's just another element to think about. You know, when are the people that I want to talk to are posting or watching, so I can post. Sorry. And remember, it's a two-way street. I think a lot of times we forget that when we are on social media, you want to answer, you want to engage, create that conversation. And the algorithms of all of these social medias, they love that interaction. The more you could get people to comment and post, the more, and then you answering them, the more engagement you create. And the more engagement you create, the more the algorithm will push your video out there. So when people are posting or asking questions in your feed, respond. Respond genuinely, respond promptly, respond in a helping way. It builds community and trust. And again, it creates more engagement. Make your videos accessible. So again, that goes back to adding text on screen. So as you can see in the example, it says shows up and I'm. You want to create text on screen that marches with the words. So as I'm talking, the words as I'm talking should appear on screen, and there's different programs you can use to highlight. I'll get more into that in the next session or two, because that's more about the social media. But these are things you want to start thinking about when after you've created your video. You want to add these words on the screen, because not everyone watches with sound. Statistically, I read about half the people scroll through social media and watch the videos without sound. So it engages them, even if they're watching with the sound. The words connect them more to the video. It just keeps them more in focus with the video. So these captions are very important. And animated callouts, you've probably seen some of the real videos. You know, they'll have someone jump up with like a face like this or like this, or so these callouts, you know, like for example, 10 mistakes to avoid when selling your home, and then they'll cut to a face going, "Oh my God," or something like that, or some sort of famous clip from a movie. So stuff like that, these callouts are engaging. So you want to start thinking about, how do I add that type of information to my videos? So as we start to wrap up today's session, the power is really in your hands. I've given you some really good material to think about, to start putting together your videos. So who am I targeting? Who do I want to talk to? First-time buyers, move-up sellers, empty nesters, divorce, expired. Who do I want to talk to? Okay. Once I know who I want to talk to, what is their pain point? What are they thinking about? What is an expired listing seller thinking about? What is a renter thinking about if you want to work with first-time buyers? What's their pain? What's their problem? What is the solution I can offer? Okay, so there's your video. Now, where am I going to post this video? Is it going to be a social media reel? Is it going to be a YouTube video? What do I need to do to differentiate those videos and make them effective on that platform, right? Because there's no one size fits all. Okay, so now, how am I going to shoot my video? Okay, I've given you some information on your phone. You don't have to do anything crazy. And what are my social media strategies? All right, so where am I going to post them? And we'll get more into this last point a little bit later. If you have questions, now's the time to type them into the chat. So the power is in your hands. I want you to take this information and start creating. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be, don't worry, it doesn't have to be great. It has to start happening. And as time goes on and the more you do, the better it's going to get. And I'm here to help you. So contact me. Here's my contact information. Here's my email. If you have questions about today, email them to me. Visit my website, audiovideocoach.com. There's some really good tips and strategies on and some ways you can use video content that we've created for real estate agents that's done for you, as the name suggests. But if you have questions, send them to me or keep them for next week and we'll open up the chat again. You can ask your questions next week. But the best way to learn is by doing. So start thinking about all of these things. Start filming yourself. Start small. Imperfect action is better than no action. Okay? Don't overthink it. You know, what's the term? I've forgotten. I didn't take my B12 today, so something about procrastination. I'll remember it probably after, and I'll tell it to you next week. But take action. Again, if it's not perfect, that's okay. It'll get better, and it's better than the what you're not doing right now. And video is just so important. It's key today for using it in social media, for follow-up, for conversion. We didn't even talk about conversion today. We'll talk about that next time. What to do once you have an appointment. So just because you have an appointment doesn't mean you're done with video. You can then send video out prior to the appointment to really build that trust and rapport, to really set expectations and create excitement for that appointment. So I'll leave this up on the screen and we'll have some questions. Let's see what we got here. So we have a question from Jerry. Thank you, Jerry, for your question. Jerry would like to know about using AI to help with content creation. So, great question, Jerry. And it's changing as I speak. I might not even be real, Jerry. This could just be an AI avatar. And it isn't. But it's going there. And one of the things that I'm working on, and I'll have some more information for you over the next few weeks, is actually cloning. I'm actually working on a program right now where you'll be able to, Jerry, record a video like this in front of green screen, and I would send you a script, and that script would contain certain words and phrases that helps the AI. You'll send me that, Jerry. And then, Jerry, what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to take a script that I write for you or that you send me, and I'll be able to have AI Jerry say that. That'll be pretty cool. It's not for everybody, and it's not for every video. But what it'll be able to do, Jerry, is it'll be able to free you up from creating all of these videos. You'll be able to do Q&A videos just by uploading a script. You'll be able to do explainer videos just by uploading a script. So now you have a choice as whether it'll be Jerry or AI Jerry. So that's one thing that's coming up, and it's something that I'm going to really, I'm going to be sharing with all of you, because I think it's an important tool to be able that we'll be able to use effectively. But for right now, Jerry, where you can use AI is in script writing. So, for example, you can go on to there's a Chat GPT. Sorry, I was thinking that Microsoft has, I think it's called Copilot. So there's Copilot, that's Microsoft. There's Google, what's it called? It used to be called Google Bard. Now it's called, it's just do Google Bard. It's called, I think it's called Pinnacle. I use it a lot for different things. So Google is good. If you do Google Bard, it used to be called Google Bard. What the benefit is of Google is that it actually reads. So you can ask it, the Google, ChatGPT not so much. You kind of have to feed it that information. But Google and Copilot, you can type in what are the 10 most commonly searched for topics do home sellers have, or what are the 5 biggest mistakes that home sellers look for. So it actually goes and reads like Google searches, if you will. So you can ask it to do that kind of stuff. You can the Google and Copilot, not so much ChatGPT at this point. ChatGPT will create photos for you. Google won't. Not sure about Copilot. So let's just kind of cut to the chase. I'm getting ahead of myself. So AI to create scripts, write scripts. You can use AI to create images. There's one of the good ones that I use. It's a subscription, however. It's called Midjourney. If you look up Midjourney, you can go on Canva. Canva isn't AI, but it does have some great backgrounds that you can use. But AI for right now, Jerry, I would say story ideas, video ideas. You can do searches for what people are looking for. We'll get more into that next week. But you can use AI for that, and then use AI to create scripting for you. So 10 mistakes to avoid when selling your home. I keep coming back to that. You can use AI to help you with a script for that. So scripting and story ideas, really good for AI right now. Editing AI, there are some programs for editing AI. They're okay. I wouldn't say they're good for the type of video. Well, they're okay for certain types of videos. So for example, you could create a really good neighborhood video with AI, Jerry. There are, and I'll show you this next week. I don't have it called up, but we could talk about it further next week. There are programs where you could add a script. let's say, if I remember, Jerry, you're more in cottage country, east of Toronto. So let's say you could write a script. So you can use AI to write a script about cottage country in the Kawarthas and the benefits of buying there. Then you can upload that script to this app, which I will get you the name next week, and it'll create what's called a B-roll video. So you wouldn't necessarily be in it, it wouldn't be your voice, but it would be a video that it would take video and images from online that fit your script and create a video that you could post. So it's there are tools there to do that, but I would say for the immediately, just story ideas and scripts right now. And you know, as time goes on, like I said, it's going to get better and better in terms of more tools you have to use for creating videos. It's called Gemini. Thank you, Elliot. Many of you know Elliot, not called Pinnacle. Just shows I didn't take my B12 today. So Gemini. So thanks for that, Elliot. Google Gemini. So Google Gemini is, like I said, is good for, because it does searches. You can ask it questions, and it'll search Google essentially to find you the answer. And then from there, you can create your story ideas. So thank you for that question, and thank you for your other comments and questions. Let me just see if there's any other questions. I think at this point, we'll probably wrap it up. So thank you for joining me on part 1, video strategy and production management. Again, check out our, if you have questions, check out our website, connect with us through our social media. And if you've liked what you've seen today, again, don't forget, next Friday at 3 p.m. is our next session. And to get more videos, subscribe, ring the bell to get notified of new videos as they get posted, and subscribe, like. If you like like the content that I've shared with you today, hit the like button so that more people could have access to this great information. Subscribe and ring the bell, get notified of our next videos that come online. And again, join our social media feeds as well to get more really good information on using video, audio, and print on social media, on your website, through direct mail, and all the way from lead generation, follow-up, conversion, and even onboarding. So I want to thank you very much for joining me today.